Hey, and come decorate this plastic medallion with me. So firstly, I painted it twice with white paint and of course let it dry between each layer and make sure the plastic ornament isn't greasy. If there is any grease, the paint will not stuck properly, of course. So if there is any grease, just use alcohol to get rid of it. So, and of course I use white acrylic paint for this. Then I have this custom rice paper printed, and I took out two images out of it with water pen, and I got the images from Etsy, some, I think, Christmas clip art or something like that. I got it last year, so I'm not remembering properly. And now taking the excess of the paper, of course, and now taking the other one out as well. I didn't put any background music in this video because every time I do this, and even though I am paying for the rights to use this music, I get hit with copyright on YouTube. So I decided I'm gonna talk. So bear with me, guys. I'm gonna talk throughout the whole video. So firstly, I am applying a little bit of decoupage glue onto the medallion itself or ornament. Then I am tearing up the rice paper in a few places for better placement onto the medallion, then placing it on the medallion and gluing it with more decoupage glue on the medallion, and making sure there is no excess of the glue because the glue will dry out white, not clear. And if I see a wrinkle forming, I am lifting it a little bit more and gluing it again, or you can even cut with scissors even deeper if you see a wrinkle is forming. And the same way I did it on the other side. And now after it is dry, it is time to paint the ornament on both sides. So firstly, I am going with white paint all the way around, even inside the rice paper, for better blending. And here you can even decide to use another shade if you want to. So I am just playing around and see how the outcome will become. Sometimes it's just really the feeling you get, what to do and how to paint the whole ornament. And you see I'm using different shades of gray. I'm using sponge dabber for this, and yeah, it takes some time when I'm painting my ornaments. It really does. And I didn't speed the process here because I just don't want you guys to look like, what's she doing, what she's doing, what is she doing. So um, I decided to show you really in normal time what it takes for me to paint the ornament. And now you can see here I am painting it with beige paint, the top of the ornament, and again going inside the rice paper. You can see the edges of the rice paper there, and I'm going inside the rice paper because, well, the rice paper around my image is white and I just wanted another color, so the image will be in focus of my ornament. And this is why I am painting the whole thing in beige paint, and sometimes I'm even going with a little bit of white paint because the beige paint looks a little darker, but that's really up to you how you decided to do this. You can even paint it white. There is nothing wrong with it. I decided to do it this way, and then of course I let this dry. And now let's do some, I think I'm going to do some shadings here. Yeah, I'm doing some shadings uh, on the images and such. Now with green paint and a little dabber, and well, unusually, yeah, now I'm using my fingers. I was like, was I not using my fingers? Because I am always using my fingers for this kind of blending. And I do admire those people who can do it just with a brush. I do admire those. I can, I don't know why I never learned it. And well, I'm not good at it. So I'm not doing it with just a brush. And here we go, the same way on the other side of the ornament. Well, I was thinking like not showing you guys the other side because, well, it's the same process. You go inside and you paint, but then I decide why not showing you how I do it. This is my way, and technically I'm not showing you a tutorial. I'm just showing you my way doing my ornaments, and if you learn something from it, yay! And if you just enjoy watching my videos, that's okay too. Nothing wrong with it. And if you do enjoy watching my videos, which I hope you do, please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please do give me a nice comment or a thumbs up, or even let me know what is your favorite Christmas decor, or what is your favorite Christmas image. What would you put on your Christmas ornament? Because I did so many, and sometimes I'm even surprised when my customer asks me for something really unusual. But every time I say I do enjoy the challenges every time when I get an order for making somebody a Christmas ornament or something else. I really do enjoy the process of making it, thinking it out, and just like thinking how it will look, and then to see the outcome, because the outcome is usually something a little bit different than the one I was thinking about. So, and now I am applying some dots on my ornament, and for this I'm using acrylic paint, small brush, and water. And if you do this, make sure you tap off the excess of the water, because too much water will make your dots runny. So make sure there is not so much water on your brush, and sometimes cover your image like you see here. I did cover my image because the dots will go everywhere. Sometimes I don't mind, sometimes I do, and this is why I'm covering my images for this. Uh, and of course the paint underneath must be dry when you do this, because otherwise the paper will stick to it. So the and then of course again you let it dry, and the next step is my trusted glitter decoupage glue. But as I'm seeing, I am also applying red dots. I am applying red dots, yeah. And yeah, again, I'm really let it dry each color dots because I don't want the dots, running together. So this is why I'm always like let it a little bit dry and then do the other colors and such, and then again I let the whole thing dry. So, and see, I tap off the water because, and see, I have seen it's a little bit runny, so I tap off a little bit more. So this is why I'm doing it, and I'm telling you. And now, yay, my trusted glitter decoupage glue, which will be applied on both sides of my ornament. And here again, make sure there is no excess of the glue because it will dry out white, gooey, I always say gooey, and not clear. So make sure there is no excess of the glue, and then again let it dry before applying your varnish, or I am using pouring glaze for this, and I applied up to 4 layers of the glaze for a nice shiny look, of course. And again let it dry between each layer because even the glaze can become uh, like, I don't want to say ugly looking, but it will if you don't let it dry between each layer. So see, nice and shiny. And now it is time for some air drying clay. So I have some molds, and I'm using classic and cheap air drying clay. Sometimes I get asked what kind of clay I use. I'm buying it here in Slovakia in one store. It's really like 1.99 euro. It's not expensive, but it works. It's not uh, watery because some of the clay, air drying clay from other brands are watery and then it's slipping when you're applying it on your projects. So, and this is, I like this one. And as you can see here, I am gluing it with express glue from Pentard. The glue is one of the best glues for this kind of project and clay, and making sure it is even, because when it dries and it's not even, it dries and it stays that way. And here I have some holy mold, and again uh, using this one cheap mold. I do love some, Stamperia molds. I do love Prima molds from Redesign, but sometimes a nice cheap mold is great too. And again, gluing this one on my ornament with express glue from Pentard. And I used holy mold because the holy is also on the image of on my ornament. So this is why I'm doing it. And do you guys think is it a elf or a fairy on the other side? The one side is chocolate, right? Chocolate cup, hot chocolate cup or something. But the other one, is it a fairy or an elf? I just bought it because I was thinking, oh my god, it looks so cute, but well, not sure what it is. But it's cute, so whatever, right? Whatever. So, and here I'm covering my cup of the ornament, as you can see. Sometimes I don't want to see it. And after everything is glued, carefully so I don't ruin the images. I let it dry before continue working on it, and this is the way I am always doing it. I let my clay dry before painting it so I don't ruin the image which I just glued on. So uh, well, as I was saying, I need to talk because there is no background music, because I'm just tired of this, you know, you got copyright strike of music which I already paid the rights for. So now my clay part is dry and it is time to paint it. And for this I used acrylic paints, and I painted, is it a pearl mold or something? I painted it beige, and of course the holly I painted green, the leaves and the berries I painted in green paint. And don't worry if you go inside the ornament itself, because it can be wiped off with wet towel. Your ornament is sealed with the glaze, so don't worry about this. It is sealed. And well, now I decided, since it's like green red, I decided to paint the pearls or the mold. I don't know, are they pearls, like in green and red. So I just like it's red, beige, green, beige, red, uh, beige, green. So every other will be red, every other will be green, because I got inspired of the handle of the cup. And now everything is dry and it is time to seal my clay part of the ornament. And for this I'm using matte varnish, and of course I'm saying it every time, you can use glossy one as well to seal your clay part, but don't go inside your ornament because that is shiny looking and you don't want to be like matte looking, so don't do that, just on your clay. And now for a little bit more, I have this snowy pen and some 3D red pen which I used on my ornament as well to give it a nice 3D snowy look and 3D red look on some accent of my ornament. As you can see, well, a little bit here I'm just putting a little bit like snow, even though it's not snow, it's I don't know, foam or something there. Not sure, but I decided, well, let's put some snow in it, right? And sorry, it is out of view. I sometimes I think I am in view and I am not. Of course, I'm now careful because there is some snow applied, so I'm checking where I did apply the snow, so I'm not applying. I'm not touching it again. So, and you can see here, is it it's an elf, right? It's an elf. It has these ears. Yeah, now I can see it. It's an elf. It's a cute elf. And if you want some more sparkling, just put glitter on it when your snow is still wet. And now for more 3D look, I am using my red 3D pen, applying on the red uh, stuff of my elf and the reds on my cup as well. And again, carefully, not trying not to touch the red parts where I already put it, smear it, and whatsoever, because if that dries, it is really difficult to get it off if you just smear it or something. So this is why it's not difficult when it's still wet, but when it's dry, sometimes then it's really difficult to get it off. So this is why I was checking where I'm touching in the ornament or not. So maybe sometimes just do one side, let it dry, and then do the other one and let it dry. And now here it is, all finished with my set. I hope you did enjoy watching this video, and I think the next one maybe will be the candle. Bye.